Hello, informal setup, I know. But I thought I would share how many pages I read in a week. So come with me day by day and see how much I read. So what we're going to be reading first is One Dark Window. So One Dark Window is about a girl who gets sick when she's a kid and gets what this world calls infected. And when you get infected, you get a set of magical abilities that are unique to every person who gets the sickness. And the king has his own set of soldiers who hunt down these kids to kind of like, you know, wipe them out, because children or people in general aren't supposed to have their individual source of magic. So because of what happened to her as a kid, this girl, Elspeth, has a monster living in her head, which she calls a nightmare, and he kind of protects her whenever she needs protecting. Also in this world, there's a deck of magical playing cards which can grant you magical abilities if you have one. So not one person has the whole deck. It's kind of scattered around the kingdom, so you never know who might have one or what magical abilities they may have, but different playing cards provide different magical powers. There's a set of 12 gifts that you can have, which has a different amount of cards scattered around the kingdom. And when you go lower in the list, there are less of that card. So you can have one card that has 5 duplicates, and you can have another card that only has 2 duplicates. And this is important for later. Also in this world, there's the mist or the fog or whatever you want to call it, and you can get lost in this and you can be taken in by the spirit, which is not good. So in order to stop the mist from like taking over the kingdom, someone has to unite the deck of cards, so of 12, so one of each card, in order to get rid of this mist that is eventually going to take over the kingdom. And the reason why this is hard is because the cards are scattered all over the kingdom, so you don't know exactly where to find the card that you're looking for. And again, you can get down to your last card and there's only like 3 left, as opposed to another card which was easier to find because there are like 6 duplicates out there. So that's what this book is about. Elspeth trying to unite the deck of cards to get rid of the mist. Okay, so yeah, let's get reading. It's Monday night. I haven't read much today. I'm gonna see what happens and I'll update you tomorrow on how much I read tonight. Okay? Bye. Hey, I look crazy right now, sorry. It's 11:21, it's January 21st, and I read 55 pages last night. Not much, but then I was up at 3 a.m., as one does. And the Target exclusive edition of Onyx Storm came out at 3 a.m. And I was like, I'm up. Why not try? I put it in my cart, page down. It said we're experiencing a lot of traffic to the website. It kept telling me my cart was empty or that I couldn't access my cart, but then I got it. I don't know how I got it. I got it 16 minutes in. I was there for 16 minutes hoping for the best, and then I gave up. And it's always when you give up that it happens. It's kind of funny, isn't it? But yeah, supposedly I got it. All of my Targets are out of stock either way. So if I don't get it, then there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, I'm going to read Iron Flame super soon. I meant to read it, but I just never got around to it. And last year around this time, I read Fourth Wing. So I feel like it's fitting to do that sometime soon. And then we can hop into Onyx Storm. But yeah, just a little update for One Dark Window. It's gotten interesting. I read 55 pages last night. We found the plot and things are getting interesting. So I'm really interested now. I'm on page 108. I started on page 53. So I'm on page 108 now, and I'll catch up with you later, and I'll see you soon. Bye. This is not a spoiler, just like an overall comment. So in this book, there are these cards, these magical cards that hold powers. So if you have a card from this deck, you get a power. All I'm saying is that it'd be really cool to have one of these cards. Like, some of the powers that are mentioned here are like really cool to have. Enjoying this so far, page 116. I'm excited. I feel something brewing. The plot thickens. We're about to get some insight. I can't tell you on what, but we're just gonna get insight into a certain situation and what's occurring, and I am deeply interested. So yeah. Nerium though, Nerium, if you read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Watch out. Coming for you. But that's it. That's all I have to say so far. I'll update you. Also, before I start reading again, I don't know why, but when I think of playing cards having magic, or just cards in general having magic, I think of Gambit. Just like swirling these cards around. I'm like, that'd be pretty cool, not gonna lie. Okay, let's get back to reading. I knew it. They're trying to find an excuse to do something. I was like, I bet that I can. Also, what is this growl fit right now? This is unintentional. But I was like, I bet that I can guess what they're gonna do. Solely based on like tropes and like previous, you know, it's like obvious. Like, if you were writing this, you do the same thing. And I'm like, well, duh, they're gonna do this, this, and that. And guess what they just said? They just proposed something that I was like, you're gonna do that. I'm like a prophet or something. I know everything. And in conclusion, you should always trust me. Point blank, period. If there's something I love, is a trope used in the right way. And this is using it in the right way. I love tropes used in the right way. Well, this is fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? It's fun for me. Plot thickens even more. Plot twist, I wouldn't say. It wasn't a plot twist. It's like a plot surprise, if you will. Certain information that we have figured out as of right now. And that's my smoke detector, if you can hear it. It keeps beeping. Sorry about it. But this is a romantasy, officially. I'm telling you this because I wasn't sure. So it's fantasy with a romance subplot is what I'm hoping for, because I've realized that I really enjoy romance as a subplot. I only really liked one book with romance as the main focus, so we're still digging on that front, seeing what we like and things, but what I realized is that I really love romance as a subplot. But the trope is done in the right way right now. Do you ever think about how fun it would be if people would court each other, like Bridgerton style? Like, you know, like court, like official. Like, I think it would be so fun to be in like in a fantasy book without all the danger and plotting and everything like that, but like just to be in a fantasy book, like with the magic and like, I don't know, something about the vibes of like the woods and like castles and stuff is like really appealing to me. And this is really like one of the first books that I've read in that genre. I haven't read much fantasy. I feel like I'd have to look into that, but I don't think I have. I mostly stick to the fiction category, and what I've realized without it being intentional whatsoever is that I don't know if I'm being too harsh with saying this, but I tend to like historical fiction, which I didn't think I was going to. But considering my track record, three books that I have read out of the 4 5-stars that I have been historical fiction books, which is interesting because that's not something I ever thought myself, like off the top of my head, that I would say like, oh, I like historical fiction. But based on my track record, I think I'm forced to say that I like historical fiction. I didn't know that these books were historical fiction to begin with. One of those does have a fantasy subplot, which is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and my other historical fiction book that I really liked was Lessons in Chemistry and The Kite Runner. Kite Runner being the first 5-star that I ever did, like officially. Heavy on historical fiction with Kite Runner though, for sure. That's like deep, like that's historical fiction. What was I saying? Oh, I like books in the woods. I like books in the woods with like vibes of like castles and stuff. Oh, I was saying that this is like one of the few fantasy books that I've read. Like I've read Fourth Wing, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm trying to think of fantasy, like the Harry Potter series, one Percy Jackson book. I'm trying to look at my pile I have over there. But I feel like I tend to stick to fiction. We're exploring horizons, and I feel like fantasy is something that I really would like. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I like the vibes, okay? I really do. And I'm very in deep with this right now. So I'll come back to you with any more updates. But I'm liking this. So I'll catch you later. We made it to part 2. What is gonna go down? Part 2, the mist. I was like, what was part 1? Part 1 was the cards. So that's where we are. I really didn't remember, so I'm gonna keep reading. I'm only here to say that they said the name of the book. They said One Dark Window. I was like, wait. Roll the credits. Roll the credits. Yeah, that's my update for right now. That's all I needed to say. I'm on page 185. I think I just want to get to the 100 page mark and then I'll be done for the day. But we're working our way through, no doubt. I'll come back if anything interesting happens. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, so this is not the first time it's happened, but they keep saying trees and I'm like, why do they keep saying trees? So I had to look it up. And it came up on TikTok that it's supposed to be a curse word. I was like, what? I thought I'd missed something, but I'm not sure. I think it's just like a word that they use. So that's interesting. Now that I know what it means. Because here it says, I'm sorry. He paused. Trees. I'm sorry. I was like, trees? Is that like a nickname? Are you talking to the trees? Like, what is happening? Did I not catch on? And apparently it's a curse word. That's my only development. 8 more pages and I'm at 100 pages. So yeah, that's my update. Hey, so it's the next day, it's Wednesday. And yesterday I read 113 pages. I read from page 108 to 21. I read more than I originally said I was gonna read. I said I just wanted to get to the 100 page mark, but then an action sequence kicked in and I was like really interested in it and it just picked up, so I kept reading. And I got to the end of the action sequence, I think 1 or 2 pages after, and then that's when I stopped. I wanted to keep reading, but I was like kind of tired, so I was like, okay, I should probably just slip into bed and just like marinate in there. But yeah, I read 113 pages. Today, I don't know how much I'm gonna read. We're just gonna see how it goes. While I was reading this, I thought about how it would make such a great fall read, and I kind of wish I'd I don't know, something about like a fantasy book just feels right in the fall or the winter, but this one just like feels right to read in the fall. So I'm kind of like imagining myself in the fall, because this year I actually missed fall because I was always in like warmer weather, which is like, it's good, but like I love my fall time, so I really missed out on that this year. And now I have to wait 9 months for fall to come around again, so that's not ideal, but that's what we're dealing with right now. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying this. Action sequence kicked in. I love the progress we're making, and sometimes I mull over ratings as I'm reading, and I was like, going into this I could see this being like a 4-star book, just because I feel like everyone liked it and I got those vibes that it could be a 4-star. As I was reading this, I kind of like past the halfway point and I was like, okay, I know it's a duology, but we haven't, I feel like I don't want to say we spent too much time establishing things, because that's also like really important, but like right now, if it were to end right now without, I know we have no conclusion, but it would be like a 3.5 star as to where I am at the moment. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this at the end, but originally I thought it was gonna be around a 4-star, and I could see it now being like 3.5 and up, perhaps. That's all I really have to say for right now, and I'll come back to you later when I start reading. I'll see you later. If you're wondering what I listen to when I read, it's this. This is just a Snoopy edition, but I really do love lo-fi too. Hey, so I've been reading, as one does, and I just wanted to update you before I go take a shower, get into bed, turn off the lights, and read my book. Because I probably won't update you until tomorrow, because I just feel like getting comfortable tonight. I don't feel like having the light on and all this stuff. You know what I mean? I read about 20 pages just now, and we've gotten to spend more time with our love interest, and I'm kind of vibing with him now. I like what I see, but like also I wouldn't mind if the brother was the love interest. Kind of toxic, but it would be interesting if that happened, but it won't happen. We have our main guy, but I'm just saying, low key, the brother's not bad, okay? I think that's really all I wanted to say. I haven't made that deep of a dent in it yet, so maybe I'll have updates tomorrow. I wanted to read like 50 pages, so I think I wanted to get around like page 270, and if it gets interesting and things like that, we can read more, but 50 is kind of where I want to end for today. But yeah, I'm gonna go do my stuff, and then I'll see you tomorrow, unless something really, really fascinating happens and I just have to fill you in on it. If not, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. So goodbye for now. I just read like 2 more pages before I went to go do my things. I haven't done them yet, but I'm going to. But I just want to say that I have predictions that I can't tell you about, but I have my own predictions about what I think is going on with this monster that is in her head. Like, I feel like I'm creating a backstory and I feel like I figured it out, but I don't know. I've actually had this inkling for a while. I just don't know how to tell you without telling you. But I just wanted to say I have like, I don't know if it's like a prediction or a plot twist or what you would say, but I have a conspiracy theory. But yeah, okay. Now I'll see you tomorrow. I know what I said, but I read a little bit more and they're having a moment. They're having a moment. Like, they might, you know, they might kiss. They might. And I think they will. Yep. Okay, so they just had their first moment. And remember what I said literally 5 seconds ago about me having a prediction? The prediction was proven correct, as usual. Okay. I'm gonna go do my things. But I'm so glad that I actually told you this before this happened. Like, no, I told you that I had a prediction, but I didn't tell you what my prediction was. But if you read the book, you know what my prediction is. You know what I mean? I feel like there's not enough in this book that I want to talk about to make a spoiler video, but I was right, and I can't believe that this happened again. This happened on Fourth Wing. I was reading it, and I had a prediction about Fourth Wing that kept coming up in the back of my mind, and I didn't say anything until I was almost done with the book, just to like squeeze my prediction in there, and I was right. In conclusion, what can I say? I'm just that girl. But I'm gonna do everything that I have to do because I want to get back to reading. I want to see how this can affect our plot or what's gonna happen now that this romance-ish has been kicked into the next gear, hopefully. But still like slowly, because I am a slow burn gal, if you didn't know. But I'm just hoping everything ties up really well and that the story continues to evolve and continue being good, you know what I mean? I'll catch up with you tomorrow. And that's all I have to say right now. I'm officially getting up and I'm gonna go take a shower. So yeah, I'll see you soon. My tunes for right now and my book. Also, I lost my reading light, so I've been using this flashlight thing. Can you see it? Wait, hold on. I've been using this. Yeah, I can't find my light, so I have to get a new one. But I'm gonna read. Good night. Hey, it's me. Last night I read 60 pages. You can tell when things get interesting because I like keep wanting to read, and then I do. I go over my allotted slot. And that happened last night. So yesterday I read from page 221 to 281. And what was I gonna say? Where did I leave off with you? My prediction was right. That's all I said, right? What are the vibes for today? Listen, I need a vacation. I seriously do. And I'm going on vacation. Plot twist. Yeah, I'm going on vacation end of next week, so I think I'm gonna try to finish this up, and then if I finish this up like ASAP, we're gonna read Two Twisted Crowns, the second book, and then we're gonna try to finish that up because I want to take a short book to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico. Going to Cancun. Yeah, my dad got me a trip for my birthday, so we're going to Cancun, and we're going for 10 days, I think. Let me pull up a calendar. Okay, I think we're going for 9 days. I think I might do a video close to the one that I did last year because it's so funny. Around this time, no, it was around this time last year, I went on a different vacation, and I did a video of seeing how much I could read on vacation because I'm not the type to read on vacation. But this one I feel like it's gonna be a more laid back trip. Not a lot of things are planned, but Mexico is like mostly like beach, and we're gonna go see the pyramids, so Chichen Itza and all that stuff, and it's gonna be really laid back, so I feel like I'm gonna have more time to read. Today I'm going out to dinner with my friend, so at 7. I really don't think she's gonna get here in time because she just spent a few days downstate and she's leaving like right now to get on the train. And will it get here on time? I don't know. I haven't eaten anything all day. We have dinner plans at 7 o'clock. We're getting Mexican. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I've been rambling for a little while. I keep meaning, I have this candle that I've had for like a really long time that I used to burn because, well, I used to light because it smells good, and then I just forgot about it. I'm not a big candle person, but that candle smells really good, and I meant to turn it on a few times and I never did. So maybe we'll do that next week. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. Let's see if we have any updates about my book. Okay, I just looked at the two like last pages that I read because I was kind of like falling asleep, which is why I decided to go to bed. But I can't tell you what happened, spoilers, you know what I mean. But it's interesting, as I've been saying so far, like there's been no dip in my interest. Like I'm always like excited to read. I know with some books I usually just don't feel like reading, but this one's like keeping me engaged, so that's really fun. But that's all I have to say to you today. We'll aim for 50 pages again. I want to finish this book by the time I finish this video, so let's see how many pages we have left. Okay, so I have 120 pages left, so I'm gonna try to finish this in the next 2 days. So I'm gonna read 60 pages today and 60 pages tomorrow, and we'll be done. And then also in this video, because it's still in the same week, we can start Two Twisted Crowns. I'm assuming that's the name of the next book. I've like ingrained that in my head that that's the name of the next book, so I'm just gonna call it Two Twisted Crowns. But yeah, and we did 60 pages last night. I hope I'm not tired when I get back and I don't just like fall asleep. But yeah, spoiler alert, no videos coming up this week, sorry. It would have been last week for you. I don't know how I'm gonna be uploading right now. Over the holidays I was uploading a lot. I had a lot of ideas. It's just the vlogging that really kind of kept it interesting in there. So before November, like middle of November, I was uploading every other week, or I tried, and then since the middle of November and on up to now, I've been uploading weekly. But I didn't read basically at all in December because I was just always like editing stuff. So I think I want to start focusing on reading more and just going back to that every other week kind of schedule. Tomorrow is the 24th, and the last 2 weeks actually I've uploaded on Saturday when usually I upload on Fridays, and today's Thursday, so that's not happening. But honestly, this video, I should be working on it, honestly. I've had it since October and I haven't edited it. I haven't edited it, but go check it out. It's out now, I'm assuming. It's my book lovers video. It's a reading vlog. Spoiler reading vlog. I'm just giving you updates to the channel and updates to my reading and all this stuff. But yeah, I'm just filling in the space with something. I don't have much to say about my book right now, but yeah. Oh, I don't know where this is gonna end or how it's gonna kind of wrap up, but I'm interested to know. And there's a second book we can always just roll over, but I kind of like hope that this book has like at least a little bit of a conclusion to make it feel like a complete book, you know what I mean? And not just the first of a duology. But yeah, I'll see you tonight when I read. Bye. Good news and bad news. Bad news first, got canceled on, but that's okay because I grabbed Chipotle, and that means I get to stay here and read with you. So really, it's a win-win. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch something while I finish my dinner, and then we're gonna hop in and we're gonna read together. Isn't that fun? Honestly, it's really cold outside, and I didn't want to, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really want to go, but but that's good. So this is fine. I love this for us. It's really cute, cozy, and yeah, so I'll see you after dinner. I fear our plan did not go according to plan. It's 9:03 now, and I've just spent the last how many hours playing Minecraft with my friend who I was supposed to go out to dinner with today because she was downstate. I don't know if I told you this. Yeah, she was downstate and she was coming upstate. She lives upstate, but she was coming upstate today just to see me, and I'm like, why? Plus, we were gonna be late. I was really hungry at that point, and I was like, no, you don't have to. So we're going out next week. But yeah, we just did that. So I'm gonna read now if I can. I'm also like really tired. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah. This is my background music for tonight. Super fantasy-ish, and I like it. This author loves to use this phrase. Okay. The invisible string tugging at the corner of his mouth. I've read that a few times, multiple times now. The first time I was like, oh, that's interesting. Second time I was like, oh, again. But it keeps coming up. I'm not mad at it. It's just something I've never... Have you ever heard that before? I've never heard that before. Have I? something in that realm, I feel like, usually comes up. Yeah. Just a random thought. Also, this is a common thing. Names of things in books, people, just like things in general in fantasy books are very hard to say because there's a word for the people who work for the king who help track down the people with the illness that are called the destriers. Destriers, Destriers. At first I thought it was destriers. Destriers? You know, not too sure. Also, the name of one of the people in this book is, I'm calling her Jasper. I'm calling her Jasper. I forgot her name for a minute. But that's also an odd spelling. Yeah. So I'm making my way through it. But I'm just making up my own pronunciation, I feel like. But if anyone knows, feel free to tell me. We made it to part 3, the blood. Obviously, we're gonna keep going. Chapter 29. Can't see. I feel like this happens to me every night. I just reached my quota for the day, 60 pages, and at the end of the chapter, just like these past 2 nights, something dramatic has happened, and I have to read more, you know? And I was like getting cozy, I was gonna turn off the light, get into bed, but now I can't because I must know what happens. And actually, I was wrong, there's only 392 pages? Yeah, there's only 392 pages, and right now I'm on page 342. Chapter 31, that's what's up right now, and I'm gonna keep reading. Until when, I don't know, but I'm interested. I don't know if something interesting is gonna happen, so I'm just gonna leave this on and then we'll see. If you're trying to keep a secret, keep it cool. You know what I mean? Be cool. Be cool about it. This is not being cool. So my camera actually cut out last night. I ran out of battery. So I'm back. It's the next day. It's Friday. And I wanted to update you on all my thoughts, how many pages I read, and everything like that. One Dark Window. I finished it last night. I know we said we were gonna only do 60 pages, but honestly, literally, I don't know why, once I got to that 60 page mark, everything went into full gear and I could not put it down. I finished it. So yesterday I read from page 281 to 401 and I read 121 pages. And I know last night I mentioned that the book ended at 492 or 392, which it did, but there was a bonus chapter from Raven's point of view for chapter 4, and I ended up reading that last night too, so that was 401. So as I said, where I was gonna finish reading last night was at 60 pages, and then everything just went up. It was back-to-back action. I couldn't put it down, so I ended up finishing it. I had a prediction about how I thought this book was gonna end, and it did come true. So a lot of my predictions that I had when reading this book came true. I don't know how the general public felt about the plot twists, but I saw them coming, but just because I saw them coming didn't mean that I thought they were gonna happen. You know, I had my predictions, but I'm still surprised that the book decided to go that way. So even while I was reading the prediction that I thought was gonna happen, I was still really involved and surprised that that's how everything turned out. And the ending again ended the way I thought it was going to, but it still really got me interested in reading the second book. So I have that one. If you didn't know, that's going to be our next read today. Even though the ending went where I thought it was going to go, I'm still very intrigued in what the second book is going to do with the events that transpired at the end of this book. With that being the ending of this book, I already have my predictions, and so being that I predicted the end of this book, I have my own predictions about what's gonna happen in Two Twisted Crowns. Ooh. And Two Twisted Crowns. I feel confident that I know what's going to happen in this book, mostly because my predictions about this book were right. So I feel like just because I correctly predicted what happened in this one, I feel like I'm pretty confident in saying what will happen in this one. I'm not going to tell you, but I'll tell you my predictions are right. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, and I didn't mind the speed at which the romance advanced at. I really enjoyed the romance, but the only thing I can say is that I wish there was more adventure in it. We got action in this book, but I feel like just going into it, like my preconceived notion was that there was going to be more adventure in this book, and that's not something I really felt. So that's the only thing I can say I wanted more of. So I was debating between my rating, but now I think I'm just gonna for sure give it a 4.2 out of 5 stars. I was in between a 4.2 and a 4.3, but I think just like right now I'm pretty satisfied in giving it a 4.2 out of 5 stars. Also, Elm is the cousin to our male main character, and can I just say, Elm, I wouldn't mind if he was the love interest, but I do still like Raven, but like I'm just saying, Elm wouldn't be a bad choice either. I have my prediction about him too and how his story is gonna wrap up, and I'm pretty confident that situation is gonna go the way that I'm predicting it. So today or tonight we're gonna be reading Two Twisted Crowns. We're gonna try to finish this by the end of the week, and by the end of the week I mean next week, so we won't be together for that, but I want to finish this before I go on my trip. We're gonna try to read 50 pages. If we get only to 30, that's all right. I'm gonna be careful what I say about this book though, because this one is the second book to the one that we just read, so I don't want to give away too much. Just general feelings, you know, nothing too specific going into this one. But yeah, something else I wanted to show you is, guess what? My copy of Onyx Storm came in. This is the Target edition. This is the normal edition. Gold letters, white letters. These are the sides. And the Target edition has pictures in it. Personally, when I first saw these, I actually really did like the normal edition of this, just this one, the one with the multiple dragons on the side. I just think it's pretty. I don't have special editions of Fourth Wing or Iron Flame. My Iron Flame is just the blacked out pages, and Fourth Wing is just normal white pages. I saw that Fourth Wing came out, I think it was during Christmas. I don't know if it's still a thing, but with the red cover. But honestly, I am not one to collect multiple of the same books, at least books that are not 5 stars. Again, if, for example, the Invisible Life of Annie LaRue is one of my favorites. If that one came out in special edition, or a really pretty copy of that, I would get it. But Fourth Wing was I think it was a 4.2 star read for me, so I feel like I'm not a big enough fan to buy a special edition. I say as I just got a copy of Onyx Storm, but we're gonna see how this turns out. Listen, I was thinking about my next read, and I think like after I finish Two Twisted Crowns, I'm gonna go on my trip with the second book of The Housemaid, just because the first one was such a quick read, fast, kept me entertained, and I feel like that's just something that I want on this trip, like something that'll really keep me like in the story, like fast paced and just a cute little read. So I think I'm gonna bring that one, mostly because I think I can finish it on the trip if it is as good as The Housemaid. And I was thinking after, right now, since we're really on this like romantic-y kick right now, that I'm gonna read Iron Flame. Before Onyx Storm came out, actually, I was watching, you know, one of those recap videos on YouTube where they draw and they tell you about like Fourth Wing. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that before I read Iron Flame. And now that I'm on this romantic-y thing and everybody's like in the Onyx Storm hype of it all, I'm going to read Iron Flame. And if I'm still into like the whole world, I'll read Onyx Storm. So yeah, those are my updates so far, and I will see you later. So this is our vibe for tonight. This is our background music. And we're gonna start Two Twisted Crowns. I don't think I'm gonna read that much today. Maybe like, I don't know, 30 to 50 pages-ish. But we'll see. So I'll update you. Or if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Hey, so a little bit of an update. Today is Saturday. And last night I only read 40 pages. So page 1 to 40. I was really tired last night, and so I was falling asleep, so I decided to just go to bed. But that's all I read last night, and today I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm on page 64, which means I've only read 24 pages, but I'm gonna keep reading. We'll see how far we get into it. So, thoughts. In this book we have multiple POVs, so we're jumping from character to character. Not sure how I feel about that yet. I am on page 64, and right now, but I feel like for the first book, Yeah, I started on page 55, and when I started reading, things got interesting, but this book I feel like is taking it a little bit slower. I'm not like how I was like 2 days ago, like excited to read. I know in that book we were like farther along like 2 days ago, but like right now I feel like I should be more established and just more excited to get back into it than I am right now at this moment. This is taking it at a slower pace, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how I feel about the multiple POVs. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'll keep an eye out for that, and I'll update you as to what my feelings are, if I get finally like really invested in this book, and I'll let you know. I don't know if people have mixed opinions, but I've heard some people love this book more than the first one, and I heard people love the first one more than this one. But right now I'm lying in the second camp where I like the first book more than this one. But we're gonna keep reading. We'll see how far we get into it. If anything catches my eye or if my opinions change at any point, I'll let you know as usual. And yeah. Oh, tonight we have this going on for us. It's just fantasy music in a magical forest. My fantasy ambience. I don't know, the last few days I've been listening to like fantasy background music, and I feel like I like that more. It like really suits the vibe that I'm in, obviously, than the normal like study music lo-fi kind of vibe. So that's it for right now, and I'll update you soon. Hey, so do you remember what I said when I finished the first book? That I felt like I knew where this book was going and how it was gonna end? Well, I just read something and I just discovered something that will prove the logistics of how I think this book is gonna end. Great. Fantastic. Which I feel like strengthens my theory that I had in the first place. Because like I had this idea, but I was like, how is it gonna be executed? And now I've just learned something that will execute my plan. I'm actually now very confident in my prediction, so I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, so we got a little bit into part 2 today, and I think I'm going to stop reading for the night. So let's just go over our stats for today. So today we started on page 40 and we're ending on page 120, which means we read 80 pages today. Not bad, not fantastic, but we doubled yesterday's pages, so that's good at least. So I made it a little bit past part 2, and I'm hoping that since we now entered part 2, this will pick up on the action adventure sort of portion of the book, and it'll get more entertaining, I would say, because right now I'm just kind of like reading to get to the entertaining portion and to kind of progress the storyline, because right now we've gone through all the establishing points and we're now settled and aware of where everyone is going to be throughout the book. So I'm just hoping it picks up from here. Tomorrow is our last day, and tomorrow I want to make it to halfway, which I think is page 220. I have it marked. So maybe we'll read 120 pages tomorrow. I'm hoping it picks up. If it does pick up, I am totally capable of reading 120 pages because I'll just be really interested in the book. But like, if not, then I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. It really just depends on where the story goes and if I get to be invested in the book. But yeah, I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and I'll update you on my stats, and I'll update you on how many pages we read throughout this whole week because tomorrow's our last day. So I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm going to bed. Good night. Hey, it's Sunday. It's nighttime. It's been a very busy day today, so I haven't had much time to read. Or any time at all, basically. Oh, I think I said I wanted to read to 220, right? That's 100 pages. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I guess we'll see how it goes. Like I said yesterday, if it's interesting, I'll probably keep reading, but if not, I don't know where I'm gonna cut it off. So I could really go whichever way today. Oh, and by the way, I've been doing this. I don't know when I started this, but I've been telling you what I have in the background. So we're going with this today. I love the setting that we have going on, but this is what we have. Let's listen to a little bit. So more on the calmer side and with like crickets and stuff. Love the background noise, so that's always what I have going on. And yeah, let's get reading. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been, according to my YouTube video that I've been playing for background music, it's been 24 minutes and I just spent I don't know how much time on like Instagram just scrolling because I haven't been on there like all day. I never go on Instagram. But I've only read 4 pages and that does not bode well for our reading progress. I don't know if it's just one of those days where I just don't feel like reading. Also, nothing right now is really catching my eye that I really want to just dive into, but I just thought I'd update you on my current progress. It's one of those days where I just want to get in bed and just watch something and like not read. I'm gonna try to read. I'm on page 124. We'll see if by page like 134, 135, so in like 10 pages how we feel. I'll update you. But right now, I don't know. I feel like I should be enjoying this way more than I am, but I'm just not. And I don't know why. You know what I want? I thought about making it before, but then I was like, no. I wanted hot chocolate. Kind of regretting not doing that. I'll make it tomorrow. I don't want to go downstairs right now. Yeah, hot chocolate is my drink of choice. I don't drink coffee. I don't like it. So it's either water or hot chocolate half the time. So yeah, but I thought I'm not gonna make it right now. And now here I am wanting hot chocolate. And to just like get under the covers and just put on like YouTube or something, or edit my video, which still isn't done, which I need to do. Any of the above. Oh god, I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood to read. I don't know what to tell you.
12 seconds later.
I'm gonna try to read. I'm gonna push myself. Okay? I feel like by the halfway point, things should be picking up. And I hope that they do. Because the first one had me like really invested. I don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna keep reading. I'll update you. Hey, so it's Monday. Let's talk. Look, I finally got my hot chocolate from last night. But look at my cup. I love little funky cups. Isn't it cute? Anyway, so we're here for a little roundup and seeing how everything went last night for Two Twisted Crowns. Last night I ended up reading 40 pages, so from page 120 to page 160. Yeah, I stopped reading after page 40 just because I wanted to like honestly just get really cozy, get into bed and watch something. So that's what I did. Things got interesting for like 5 seconds and then it just wasn't interesting anymore. Also, I don't know how I'm feeling about the different POVs. So we're getting Elm's point of view in this book as well as Raven, and I don't really feel like there's a distinct change of voice, you know what I mean? It's just like they have the same tone more or less. I'm not feeling a shift in personality, you know what I mean? Like I should be. They're about to embark on the main plot of this book and they haven't done it yet, and I'm on page, what was it, 160? Yeah, I'm on page 160. I feel like we should be farther along. I get like things need time to be set up, but I feel like it could have been done faster than what we got here. Sorry, I feel like we're getting weird lighting. But yeah, I feel like it could have been done faster than what we got, and it's taking more time for me to get invested in this. Like I'm not, like I know where the story is going, but it's just not going there fast enough. We're on page 160. I mean, I should be invested in this book by now and I'm just not. So going back to One Dark Window, as a book as a whole, I liked it. In terms of the magic system in One Dark Window, I feel like it took me a little bit of time to kind of get used to how everything works. And I did have to, I know there's like cards that give you specific powers, and usually they tell you like once or twice. But I don't know, it took a while for me to actually get the hang of what these cards do, so I actually had to look it up online. And somebody posted something on Instagram where they laid out all of the cards and what they do, and that was really helpful for me. So I still have that saved on my phone just in case I need to go back to it if they refer to like a specific card. But I feel like specifically for the ones that aren't mentioned a lot, that we should get like a little bit of clarity as to what the card does, just for some like background information that would really be helpful, because you know, I feel like I'm expected to know what these cards do, but I've been told like once or twice and I just don't remember, you know what I mean? So as I said before, I really liked One Dark Window, but Two Twisted Crowns is getting me a little bit to get into. If I were to rate it right now, it'd just be like a flat 3 stars, but that's just how I feel right now. So back to our how many pages I read this week. On Monday, we read 55 pages. On Tuesday, 113 pages. Wednesday, 60 pages. Thursday, 121 pages. Friday, 40 pages. Saturday, 80 pages. And Sunday, 40 pages, which makes our total for the week 509 pages. So I feel like that's a decent amount of pages. I mean, mostly I do read at night. That's actually all I do. I was just thinking about this weekend, and really I didn't read that much during the day this weekend, but most of my reading gets done at night. So 509 pages for a late night activity feels like a good amount, but that's my final sum of how much I read this week. And yeah, maybe I'll do one of these videos to see how much I read in a week every so often, just so you're up to date with what I'm reading, in case I don't want to cover it fully with like a book vlog on the channel. But yeah, this felt like a good video. Like, I liked it, just like updating you, non-spoiler thoughts, especially with these books. I feel like there wasn't much that I wanted to talk about, so if I ever do read one of those books where there's just not a lot that I want to talk about, I can always just do one of these videos. Yeah, that's about it for today. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I have all my socials linked down below if you want to keep up with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.